Kevin, you're my number one. And I...
Gun.
Hey everybody, welcome to Twin Talk, a video discussion show where twin brothers Chris and Kevin drink and draw while talking about comic books, movies, and all things pop culture. We are your hosts, Chris Hart,
Kevin Hart,
and today we are talking about Batman, 1989.
Stick around to the end of the episode to see how our drawing of the Joker came out. If you like what you see, subscribe to the channel for more content. Life comes full circle. Chris, this was our first attempt at a review. Batman 1989. Never saw the light of day. We were just young kids in the YouTube game, and now, what, a year and a half later, I think we've improved at least enough to let it see the light of day. You're lucky today to witness the army crawl on the table. Hey everybody, welcome to Twin Talk, a video discussion show where twin brothers Chris and Kevin drink and draw while talking about comic books, movies, and all things pop culture. Hashtag not sponsored, but we're drinking Brooklyn Defender IPAs today. Nice golden ale. It's been all foam up until this point. These fines went down. Hopefully by the end of the show, we'll be able to drink it. Looking like seafoam. Cheers.
Cringe Fest 2020.
Cringe Fest 2020.
I was hoping that one day, like when our channel grows enough, we could do like a Patreon for the first unreleased Twin Talk episode.
Yep.
We did what, Batman 66 and Batman 89. Mm-hmm. It was a double feature at the mall, Smith Haven Mall.
Mm-hmm. It was like the director's cut of Twin Talk.
Outdoor
left
theater.
on the room, the cutting room floor.
We weren't ready yet. Still ain't ready, but we just had to hit play and record. And just get our faces out there.
But we're here to talk about it today. The tone is immediately set in this movie by Danny Elfman's score. By far the best Batman theme we've ever heard. Iconic score.
Well, I think Batman's always had strong soundtracks or scores between Danny Elfman, Hans Zimmer, and Michael Giacchino. But Danny Elfman's score is iconic, obviously. It is the one and only true Batman theme. We see that they even used it for Batman the Animated Series.
Right.
And I feel like the tone of this movie, without this movie, we don't get the iconic Batman the Animated Series, which to me is the best representation of the character.
We can't forget, too, even back into the 60s, the Adam West.
Yeah, he
That's
had
also a
great theme, too, yeah. And speaking of 66 Batman, this is the first Batman adaptation live action on the big screen. Mm-hmm. We know that there was a 66 movie, and this is probably what the parents that took their kids at the time to go see this were expecting. Yeah. But instead we get a very Tim Burton inspired movie. I think he was the right man for the job, especially in the 80s. You get that dark, like, crime noir feeling to it.
The whole gothic nature of Gotham City, this guy nails it. Even the architecture, truly incredible stuff. And Michael Keaton, Mr. Mom, crushes it as Bruce Wayne in this movie.
Yeah, even Beetlejuice. When you watch Beetlejuice, I would never expect this man to go on to play the Dark Knight. There's also a lot of controversy, too, much like Robert Pattinson, the Twilight Boy.
Twilight Boy.
The Twilight Boy, made famous by John Campion. But we see that Tim Burton made a good choice with casting because if you watch The Shadow of the Bat, which is great special features about the production of all 4 Batman films before Batman Begins, they credit Michael Keaton for getting the job because of the eyes. His eyes is what tell the story. You could definitely buy into this guy being like a recluse billionaire who never truly got over the trauma of losing his parents at a young age. And I think Michael Keaton, despite not having the look that I want from a Bruce Wayne, does a good job of portraying that, like, emotionally, psychologically. You could tell that he's kind of like, and then when he's in the cape and cowl, he knows who he is.
That's who he really is, yeah. Tim Burton, Michael Keaton, they understood what the character of Bruce Wayne Batman is.
Which is impressive because Tim Burton is not a comic book guy.
It opens up, you see the theater, you see the family going to the alleyway. I was like, oh, we're about to see his origin. But it's not. Batman is actually preventing this kid that we see in the beginning. You know, they're like, obviously, tourists in Gotham City. Place is so trashy.
Yeah. Newspapers flying everywhere.
Newspapers everywhere. And then there's word of Johnny Gobbs. Johnny Gobbs got killed.
He got
ripped and no bad. You have these 2 heroin addicts that open up the film.
2 meth heads.
And I love that first introduction of Batman. He's preventing the thing that happened to him, this traumatic event that turned him into Batman. He's out there. He's in the streets. Getting
Creature
his
of the
name
Night.
up. I think they said it was, 8 sightings in like a month? So that's cool. Like, he's like brand new. But that shot of him coming down with the cape,
yeah.
Such iconic stuff, man. Although I will say, because there's obviously the whole Batman doesn't kill thing. This Batman,
Murders.
He definitely kills. He definitely kills. But he is selective. Like, it's almost like, I'll defend that. Even with Batman Begins. Like, every Batman, BVS, the new Batman, they have to kind of... There's casualties of war. There's a war on crime. So that's kind of the defense I have with Batman killing, by default, I guess is the word.
This is his mission in Gotham. If you're a criminal, you're in the way. You know what I'm saying? Like
Jack Nicholson is the Joker. Great casting choice.
Iconic.
Great makeup design.
9 years earlier, though, I wish they casted him right after The Shining, because if we get a Shining Jack Nicholson to play the Joker, it's perfection. But instead, we get more of a Jack Nicholson at the tail end of his career. Still great, still iconic. He really hams it up in this role. The makeup, we were talking about it before we started filming.
Again and again.
Yeah, the grin he's got, it's just so like disturbing. Like,
yeah,
it's almost like body horror.
Yeah. His character origin was cool too, because I've always loved a gangster version of the Joker. The top hat that he's got and everything or whatever. Very cool stuff. The whole Jack Napier origin also tying into Bruce Wayne's past was a nice little, full circle moment. But Jack Nicholson, his laugh was great, and he is kind of like funny at certain moments.
He's very funny.
There's a good balance between like jokester and also like gangster like
mobster,
like
almost
creepy aspect. Like when he's sitting in the room with all those guys and the camera's panning back and they're all just looking at him. To me, that was like their moment of The Dark Knight when he comes in with the pencil trick and they're all like, "Who the hell is this guy?" He's a new player. He was trying to get his name up with Grissom, right?
Yeah, Carl Grissom.
There's a whole like love triangle there. That's like some of my favorite moments is when he's got the makeup on after his whole transformation in the chemical bath. And the makeup is like normal, but he's actually the clown now.
Skin
like
tone, yeah.
That
it's
whole
creepy,
aspect is cool, yeah. Because then when he wipes it off, it's like really cool stuff.
Especially the scene where Batman comes crashing through the art museum, and then we see that he like with Vicky Vale when he does like the whole like boo, like that's an iconic scene. And then Batman comes in, and like it's just cool that like he's putting on skin colored makeup to cover up the fact that he's a clown at this point,
and just the fact that it too, like the protagonist and the antagonist, they came head to head, toe to toe. Like seeing Batman, he was kind of getting his name up right in this first movie, but then the Joker, he was coming for the crown with this whole like gang mob boss territory, right? Now that he's the clown, he wanted to like revolutionize Gotham. That first introduction of the Joker to Gotham is incredible. When he's got the moms coming in, like it's like something's taking over Gotham right now, and Batman has to stop it. But that first reveal of the Joker, progressively, right? He starts from the shadows, but when he's like, you just see he's like mirror, and it's all shadows. You don't see nothing. He just starts laughing.
Unsettling.
This guy's tools. Where did he go in the first place? This guy's got like a wrench and like a dirty Band-Aid.
You see what I have to work with here.
Yeah, clearly he went to some like sketchy organ donor type guy. But then we see the reveal in the shadows, and he takes off the hat. He's like, "Jack's dead. You could call me Joker." That's such a great first reveal of the Joker. And
like you said too, it's like mob boss mentality. He comes in, obviously he's gonna want revenge on this guy because he set him up. And then you see him coming in through the shadows, and then at the end when he says, "I'm Joker," and then he starts shooting, like it's got like that clown circusy music going on.
Right.
And then he's shooting between his legs and stuff. It's like, okay, cool. Like this is what you'd expect from Jack Nicholson. He goes off in this performance. He really took the source material seriously and wanted to like give his best towards this role.
And it's just funny, a quick side note, the whole Axis chemicals and the way Joker was like putting the grins on people. That was also creepy stuff that was like done well, but also again the good balance of humor, because the news reporters, they got like pimples, their hair's all undone. Never picked up on that as a kid, but as an adult now watching, I was like, they're avoiding like products, because the threat of the Joker, which I love because if you burp, dude, you're getting hit, you're getting knocked out, which I love because I always thought that was a creepy aspect of the Joker with the whole like laughing gas. Is sadistic. Such a cool,
very sadistic.
You die with a grin on your face. Creepy. You laugh yourself to death. That's crazy.
Which, when you think about it, like, you know how it hurts when you laugh too hard? Imagine laughing so hard that
something that's meant to be joyful, that
it kills you.
You owe me a Coke. Rum and Coke.
Kevin, what's your favorite scene of the film?
There's two that like come to mind, but I'm gonna have to say that, like you said, the water on the face, Jack Nicholson, like I'm melting him in the art museum, just the fun he had, destroying like the society, the whole Joker aspect of like everything's a joke, I'm gonna take what is and make it my own, and I love that aspect. I'm gonna leave you room for what I think is your favorite scene, but go ahead.
What do you think is my favorite scene?
Next to Danny Elfman's score, I think just slightly above it, The Prince, baby. See,
that's a con.
Touch, trust, black and white, red and green.
That's a con for me, because like that's what dates the movie is the Prince soundtrack. And as great as I'm sure as it was at the time, it solidifies it as an 80s movie for me. And it's like, okay, like if it didn't have the Prince soundtrack, I think it would age better. But because it does, it kind of brings it down a notch for me. My favorite scene of the film is the parade with Gotham's bicentennial, which is so funny because like in the background, like all the politicians and the mayors and stuff, like that's all they care about is getting rid of the crime wave so they can celebrate the bicentennial. He's like, I want hot dogs, I want Coke, I want balloons. But when they finally do get to it, I thought it was cool that Joker took it over, put his face on the dollar bill,
right,
and then was like trying to hand out free money, get the people on his side, make Batman and
the greed of God
and the government more of like the villains. I just love that whole scene of Batman coming in the bat plane and like shooting at Joker and then like stealing the balloons. That iconic line, he stole my balloons. And then where does he get those wonderful toys? Like it's just cool seeing Batman using his gadgets and coming in and, you know, fighting the Joker in that big climax of the film. Kevin, you're my number one. And I...
Gun.
This movie started a Kenner toy craze with Batman. Batmania, it was everywhere in the 80s. And they also went as far as to make Bob the Goon into an action figure. That thing probably sat in shelves like Jar Jar did during the Phantom Menace.
And such a creepy way to end the movie, too, with the
Oh, yeah. As a kid, that freaked me out. I was like... by the way, we can't do this series of the Batman Tim Burton series without mentioning our grandmother, Wita, who's passed. This is the introduction to Batman for us. We used to watch these things on VHS over and over. But when
the tape was like rewound. It was just like unusable at this point.
Yeah, but that scene... It was so unsettling to me when he like falls from the church and dies and he's still laughing. I remember turning like, Wita, why is he still laughing? Well, why? How is he still laughing?
Just fell from a
freaked me out. Yeah, it freaked me out. But I love it because it is so unsettling. It's like, even in death, this guy's still laughing.
Yes, love it.
Overall grade, because I like the sequel more, I want to give it a higher grade. But this is still a solid movie. Like I said, groundbreaking. It's a classic. Helps out the superhero genre. I'm going to give this thing a 7.5.
I'm going to go a little bit higher because it is a solid origin story. Tim Burton understood the character. Michael Keaton delivered. Jack Nicholson's iconic. I'm going to go 8. Batman Returns is definitely the superior movie to me. We're going to talk about it in our next review, so
Cannot
stay
wait
tuned
to
for
talk
that.
about it.
But definitely it's an 8 for me. A lot of flop. Good sauce. Good amount of tang on the sauce.
One bat, everybody knows the rules.
What did you guys think about Batman 1989? Let us know in the comments below.
Guys, just like our Spider-Man series, we're going to be doing a giveaway for our Batman series. We're going to be watching and reviewing every Batman film leading up to The Batman March 4th in theaters. The giveaway will include a comic book, an action figure, and an art print for The Batman. Head over to our Instagram at Twin Talk Bros. We will be making a post. On that post, you are going to comment your favorite Batman movie and tag 2 friends. And you will automatically be entered into the giveaway.
If you like The Batman, you like free stuff, it's a no-brainer. Anyways, that about wraps up today's episode of Twin Talk. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment below to join the discussion, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content. We'll see you next time.
Peace! You'll be intimate with us. Ready?
And then you'll be safe.
And then ready? And you all ready? Here we go. And you why can't I say automatically?